Singapore. We will continue to do everything we can to ensure we process people efficiently and take down the barriers that may lead to an unjust refusal.
Honourable Member for Calgary Forest Lawn.
Mr. Speaker, if this government didn't cancel the Northern Gateway and Energy East pipelines and had stood up for the Keystone XL to be built, Canada would be oil self-sufficient. Regulatory delays, excessive taxes and costs have LNG projects struggling and partners selling out. Canada could be entirely natural gas self-sufficient if this government would just get out of the way. With the completion of these projects, Canada would be in a position to supply the world with clean, ethically produced energy. How is the government going to fix its regulatory systems to help the world reduce its dependence on Russian energy?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Mr. Speaker, the current situation in Ukraine underscores the importance of energy security of our allies in Europe and across the world. Building more pipelines to increase oil and gas capacity, this would take a number of years and wouldn't address the current crisis in the Ukraine. The real solution is to quickly deploy renewables and clean tech to reduce dependence on Russian oil and gas now and into the future. And I would direct the member opposite's attention to the Independent Energy Agency's 10-point plan, which specifically points to renewables as the solution.
The Honourable Member for Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan.
Mr. Speaker, the Parliamentary Secretary says that building pipelines takes too long. That's been our point for a very, very long time, Mr. Speaker. Let's speed up that process and let's put in place these measures for the long term. Europe's reliance on Russian gas has constrained its ability to sanction Russia. And some European countries are less dependent on Russian gas but rely heavily on coal. Europe needs energy, Mr. Speaker, and Canadian natural gas is safer than Russian gas and it's cleaner than coal. So when will the government realize the need to significantly increase energy exports to Europe and put in place the measures to ensure that going forward? Good question.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Natural Resources.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And again, I would like to direct the member opposite to the International Energy Agency's actual report, a 10-point plan to reduce European Union's reliance on Russian natural gas. It points to renewables. It points to wind and solar. It points to many solutions that they have made and that they are working on. Renewables are part of the solution to the energy security issue in Europe.
The Honourable Member for Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan.
Mr. Speaker, it needs to be all of the above, and Canada needs to get in the energy export game to Europe. Mr. Speaker, many Ukrainian-Canadian organizations are doing incredible work confronting the humanitarian crisis in the Ukraine. The government's matching program only applies to the Red Cross. We've seen previously how, such as in the case of Lebanon, the government's matching program excludes Canadian charities with strong on-the-ground experience, and this is a missed opportunity for those charities. Will the government expand and broaden their matching program to at least include established organizations like the Ukrainian-Canadian Congress and the Catholic Near East Welfare Association?
Good question. The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And we all thank the Ukrainian-Canadian Congress for the incredible work that they are doing. I would note that the $10 million matching fund program for the Canadian Red Cross is just one part of what we are providing. There's also $50 million in humanitarian aid already announced, plus the UN flash appeal of $100 million, where Canada is leading the world in terms of what we're providing. This is going to provide support for displaced populations with essential life-saving services like shelter, water, sanitation, and food. Mr. Speaker, we are doing our part, and we will continue to do that. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Edmonton West.
Mr. Speaker, when asked in question period about Russian Navy's 40 armed nuclear-powered icebreakers roaming the Arctic, the Defence Minister said basically, don't worry about Canadian sovereignty because, quote, here we have the Coast Guard working for us. Now, does the Minister of National Defence realize that our Coast Guard, as good as they are, is a civilian service and is not an armed naval vessels? Because I'm pretty sure the Russian naval or the Navy is aware of that.